And welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to apply a grayscale filter or apply black and white filter to a live camera preview as well as image capture in Native's new architecture for Android using Media 3 effect as well as Camera X. So first things first, I'm using React Native version 80. So yeah, maybe if possible try to use that because we will be using the new architecture. This is an Android specific video only for React Native. And third thing is all the code related to Camera X, like camera image capture as well as applying the grayscale filter or black and white filter, whatever you call it, will be done via native code. So I will be writing Kotlin code and it is not using third-party library. So yeah, let's get started. So first you need to create a React Native project using this particular command. Now we don't require pods because we are only targeting Android, and instead of demo you can write your own project name over here. Once that is done, here you can see we need to create these folders, but don't run this command yet. So for, here you can see they have created this specs folder as well as web view. So in this documentation they have given an example of web view, but in our case it won't be web view, it would be camera. So what I have done is that I'll just show it to you. I'll close everything first, close all. Okay, here is my React Native project. I'll minimize everything. So first you need to create a specs folder inside the root of your React Native project. Then you need to go to Android app src main java.com, and I'll minimize this as well. And here you need to create a folder called my camera. Now instead of my camera you can name it whatever you feel like, but then you will have to change this name in lot other places as well. So if it's better, if you are following this for the very first time, it's better you do what I am doing. Otherwise you will mess things up. That's why. Okay, so we have created this. So here you can see they have given this project structure as well. Then we need to create this TypeScript file inside our specs folder. Now again, the name of our TypeScript file should be the name matching with this package name which we have created. So inside my specs folder I have created a file called my camera, and your file should have the word native component.ts. Otherwise you won't be able to do code generation later on depending on your TypeScript file. So it should be something like this. Now what I have done is that I have mostly copy pasted the code from this TypeScript file, as you can see over here. So this is the custom my camera which I have passed over here. Okay, and here I have refactored few things because we are not sending any props as such. We will be getting the captured image URL from native Android side to React Native side. That's why we require this callback, and here is the result is basically the image URL which we will be capturing. So that's what I have refactored over here. Then once you do that, you will have to cd to your React Native project. So I'll just cd to my React Native project. It is called text app in my case. I'll clear everything, and you need to run npm install. Unfortunately this step they have not specified in the documentation, but this is also important, otherwise you will face issues later on. Okay, then you need to add this particular bit of code inside your package.json. Again I have copy pasted it, and if you go to my package.json, here you can see I have added this my camera over here as well as over here. Okay, and here also custom my camera. So these are things which are important which you need to add. Then just scroll down again, and here we need to go to the Android section. First we need to cd to the Android folder over here, and then you need to run this particular command. So this will do code generation based on your TypeScript file. Now I have already ran this command, but anyways I'm running it again just to show it to you. Then here is our main file, which again I need to go to Kotlin. So here is our main file which we need to create, but we won't be copying code from this, but because our implementation will be completely different. We are not implementing WebView. But before we write the implementation, there are few things which we need to do. First you need to go to this build.gradle over here. You need to add few dependencies. First one is this camera core, then this camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view, then and camera media 3 effect, which is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, as well as media 3 effect. So if this library does become stable at the time of you guys watching this video, make sure you use the stable version. Then you need to go to Android manifest.xml, and here you need to add uses feature of Android hardware camera permission, as well as write external storage permission. Okay, then you need to go to my camera. Here we need to create React my camera. So this is the file which has been specified over here. Now this is quite a big file. Firstly you have to write your package name Then there are a couple of imports, like a lot of imports. Feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports which are there. Then here we get hold of our theme React context. Here is our camera, here is our preview view, here is our image capture. Then here we initialize our button, here we initialize our preview view, here is our camera executor service, here is our process camera provider. Then here we have back facing lens, here we get hold of our current activity. Then here so viewfinder is basically the camera preview view. So here we set the layout params for it and add it to our parent view. Here we are calling one method which I have written below, which I will tell you more about later on. So here we initialize our button as well, set layout params, add it to our parent view, and here we add a click listener over here as well. Inside on attach window, if we have the permission, we do viewfinder.post, set up camera, and on detach from window we do camera executor.shutdown, unbind our camera provider. And here is a helpful method, like I told. This I have copied it from the GitHub repo. So there is an issue open on React Native's repo since past 7 years. It still hasn't been resolved. So this is basically a hack. If you don't write this bit of code and call it, then you will see black screen for your camera X. Okay, then here we call setup camera. Here we do process camera provider. We add a listener to it as well, and here we call bind camera use cases. So here we check if the viewfinder is equal to null. If yes, return. Then here we get the preview width as well as height. Then here we get the rotation as well. Then here we get like initialize our camera selector. Here is our aspect ratio strategy as well as resolution selector. Here is our preview view where we set the resolution selector as well as target rotation. Then here we do image capture.builder, set the capture mode, minimize latency, resolution selector as well as target rotation. And then here is our preview use case as well as image capture use case. Here is our media 3 effect as well, and here we apply the grayscale filter or black and white filter. So this is the important line which you need to remember. Then here we add the media 3 effect to our use case group builder. Okay, I think I have added it twice, so you don't need to add it twice. I'll just remove it from this. I'll do command S to save it. We unbind our camera provider. Then here we get hold of our camera. Then here we assign it to our surface provider. Then here we have a method called take photo where we pass the simple date format. Then here we assign the content values by passing the display name mime type, and if Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then here we do image capture dot output file options as well. Then here we do image capture dot take picture, and here we override on image saved. So here we get the URI of the saved image. Now to send the URI of the saved image back to React Native side, it's again a bit complicated. So that's why we are calling this method. And here we unbind our camera provider. Here just a helpful method just to check whether we have the camera permission or not. And here I have defined some variables. Now like I said, this is the method which we are calling for sending data back from native Android side to React Native side. So if you see over here as well, they have done the same thing, but I have refactored it according to our use case. So it's the same thing which I have just copy pasted it, but like I said, I have refactored it according to our use case, because in our case we have this on image taken everywhere. That's what I have done over here. Okay, then if you see, they have created this manager class. So for this we can copy paste most of the code. So I have created this react my camera manager.kt. Now this I have copy paste most of the code. Okay, everywhere instead of web view we are writing my camera over here, over here, over here, over here as well, here. Okay, so we don't have props as well, so that code I have removed it. And here also custom my camera. This again is a unnecessary like boilerplate code which we have to write. Okay, and this again is a little bit different, but mostly I have copied it. Then if you see the documentation, they tell us to write this package class as well. So here is react my camera package.kt as well. Again, this is our package name. These are all the imports. Again, this I have copied it from the documentation. So yeah, feel free to pause the video and just copy all this code. Okay, once that is done, if you see, if you scroll down here inside main application.kt, they have added this react web view package. So again, I'll just come over to our test app, main application.kt, and here you import our react my camera package, and we here you should add this import as well as this add react my camera package as well over here. Okay, then let's see how to use it now. So to use it, you just need to go to app.tsx, and firstly there are a couple of imports which I have added, so make sure you copy all these imports. Then here we are adding one state for image URL, one state for camera permission, and here I'm just checking if Android platform is Android and platform version greater than 29 or not, because if it is greater than equal to 29 we don't require the write external storage permission, otherwise we do require it along with the camera permission. So here you can see I'm just checking platform is Android. Depending on the Android version we request the camera permission, otherwise we request camera and write external storage permission. So that's what we are doing over here. Once camera permission is granted, we change this as true as well. So yeah, that's all we are doing over here, and we are calling this inside use effect as well. Okay, then here if image URI is not equal to empty, we display the image by this particular component, and if is camera permission granted and image URL is equal to empty, then we display our camera preview. Else if camera permission is also not granted, then we just display a text saying give the camera permission, and these are all the styles. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Now let's see the output. This is the output. So I'll just play the recording. I have captured the video. So I'll just open the app. It will ask me for camera permission. I'll give that permission, and it will open the camera preview as well as the capture button. So here you can see the grayscale or black and white filter has been applied, and now I'm just moving my camera just to prove it to you. Now I can just click the capture button. Once the capture button has been clicked, it will just show the image, captured image inside an image view. So here you can see. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Thank you for watching. Bye.